Ever wonder what Mr. Doty is doing these days?
More excuses from more teachers.
Jack's back with more on the Jory Awards.
All this and so much more.
Good morning, Staples. Good morning, Staples. It is Thursday, November 12th. It is an exciting time as our fall teams wrap up their seasons. I'm John Moragas.
And I am Harry Garber. It's exciting also because Fiddler on the Roof opens tomorrow. We'll have more on Fiddler later in our show. But before we can begin, will you please all stand up for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are 3 months into a new school year. We have a new principal and many new staff members, but some of us have wondered how some of the retired administrators and teachers are doing.
One of our groups got a chance to see and talk with Mr. Doty as he returned for a few days for the NEASC evaluation. Here's their interview.
Good morning, Staples. So for the past few weeks, I've been going around and interviewing our new teachers, but today I have a very special guest with me, and it's Mr. Doty. How are you?
Nice to see you, Eli.
Nice to see you again. How are you enjoying being retired?
Well, I didn't think I'd be able to say this, but so far, so good. I've enjoyed it.
Good.
Somehow every day gets filled up with something to do. I think the nicest part is not having to go to the gym at 5 in the morning. I now go
Yes.
at 1:30 in the afternoon.
There you go. What kind of things have you been up to now that you have all this free time?
Well, I now get up every morning at 7 o'clock, and my husband and I have breakfast together, and then I take him to the railroad station at 9. By the time I get back and take a shower and do a few things around the house, it's time to go to the gym. And after I go to the gym and do a few errands around town, I went to see a soccer game, I saw a field hockey game, and then it's time to think about dinner, and then he comes home and the day's over. So I haven't really been thinking about how to fill the time.
So what do you miss most about being at Staples every day?
Well, there are two things. One is the incredible teaching and support staff at Staples, many of whom I've known now for 11 years, and I really respect what they do for students every day. And the second, and probably more important to me, is the kids. And when it hits me when I do things like, in August I went to see the play, the Staples Players production.
Right.
And when I left, I said half the enjoyment that I get out of seeing a production is that I know most of the kids on the stage.
Right.
When I went to see soccer and little field hockey, I know those faces, I know those kids, and in 3 years from now, I won't know anyone. So when I think of that, it kind of hurts, but it's life. You know?
Right.
I think if I came back 10 years from now, I wouldn't know half the teachers in the building because people move on and they do other things.
And what was the first thing you did when you got home on the last day of school last year?
On the last day, June 30th, I got on my bike and I pedaled down to Campo Beach, and I think I've only been there once in the 11 years that I was principal, so I thought that was an appropriate thing to do.
So why are you here today?
Well, as you probably know, we're going to be, or you are going to be evaluated for accreditation by the New England Association of Schools and Colleges. That happens every 10 years. And because to prepare for that, you have to do a 2-year self-study, which has been going on. And the new principal really doesn't know enough about that whole process and Staples to be able to answer the questions. The superintendent last year asked me if I would come back a week before the visit, and then for the 3 days that the committee will be here, inspecting the school and evaluating the school, so that I can answer the questions. And then secretly, I wanted to be here when the visiting committee arrived, so that when they leave after 3.5 days, they'll get in their car and say, I can't believe a school like this exists. After they meet you and the rest of the 1,900 students in this school and the staff, I'm sure they're going to be as proud of this place as I have been, and having been here for 11 years.
Well, thanks so much for coming back and speaking to us, Mr. Dodig, and we certainly miss you around here.
Thank you, Eli. It's
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure. It's good to see you.
Sounds like Mr. Dodig is fine and enjoying his retirement so far. It was good to see him again and get a chance to talk with him.
William and his group are back with part 2 of lame excuses given to teachers by students. Let's have a look.
We're back Staples with another excuses piece, so we went around Staples asking teachers what's the weirdest excuse they ever heard.
The best excuse I've heard for why a student couldn't do his homework was that his cat was pregnant.
The best and biggest excuse I've ever heard was a mom calling in saying her daughter could leave early during a snowstorm because there was a sale of shoes downtown.
The biggest excuse that I ever heard is that a girl just got her hair cut so she couldn't put on a hairnet.
The absolute best excuse that I heard from a student in my 40 years is that when they had not handed in an assignment, they had to come up with an excuse. And the excuse was, my dog ate my homework.
Okay, well, the most creative excuse I got is I've noticed lately that you appear overworked. And, you know, I really don't want to add to your stress. So I chose not to do the assignment for you.
Okay. Best excuse for being late? Student said that they couldn't get their dog inside because the dog that was outside had found a dead squirrel and couldn't leave for school until he got the dog inside, so had to work with getting the dog inside, therefore was late to school.
Thank you, teachers, for those great excuses. Now let's throw it back to the host.
Teachers have heard some real doozies over the years. We are amazed by some of them.
Jack gave you a glimpse of the John Drury Awards in yesterday's Good Morning Staples. He is back again with a piece with a little different slant.
Flying high, touch the sky, going to places I never knew. So goodbye and hello. Long ago, I can see history standing still, a mystery.
I had a great time in Chicago. I think I spent the most time out there as everyone at WWPT. I left Thursday morning and got back Sunday night. My hotel was in a great area right on the river, a few blocks off of Michigan Avenue, so I got to see Millennium Park and all the big skyscrapers in that area. Overall, a great time.
My time in Chicago was amazing. I used to live there, so I saw a lot of old friends, and then after that I went to a Bulls game and saw some of my other friends. Altogether, an amazing time in Chicago.
I had the most amazing time in Chicago. About 30 years ago, I had an apartment mate in Bridgeport. We were living in this dump in Bridgeport. I hadn't seen Alan for 30 years. Lost track of each other because of Facebook. We got back together again. He's out in Chicago. I saw him for the first time in 30 years. I did not realize that he is part of this whole incredible art scene in Chicago. He's a provost at the Chicago Institute of Art, which is like a dean, and he did a lot of the stuff.
Chicago was pretty incredible. We got to do a lot of different things, see the city, eat some great food. I got a chance to go see a Chicago Bulls game as well as just kind of see the sights around the city, so it was definitely a lot of fun. I had a great time in Chicago. On Friday night, went and enjoyed some nice deep dish pizza, Chicago favorite. Saturday, went to the Drurys. It's a great time. We won a couple of awards, packed the trophy case in front fun at WWPT. Then Saturday night, Cooper, Zach, and I went to the Bulls game. Went to overtime. It was really fun.
Thanks, Jack, and congratulations to all our students who were nominated for the Jory Awards.
Tomorrow, Fiddler on the Roof opens, and from what we have heard, there are going to be many surprises in the show. Up next is another attempt to get your attention and interest you in attending this great show.
Hey everyone, Fiddler on the Roof is coming to Staples this coming weekend. We open tomorrow night, and I just thought you'd like to see some scenes from the show, so take a look.
A fiddler on the roof? Sounds crazy, no? But here in our little village of Anatevka, you might say every one of us is a fiddler on the roof. Tradition! 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 Tradition!
Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears.
If I were a rich man, all day long I'd biddy biddy bum. If I were a wealthy man, I was and our good fortune. Be happy, be healthy, long life. And if our good fortune never comes, here's to whatever comes. Drink like I am to life.
So we have a show tomorrow, Friday the 13th at 7:30 p.m., a show Saturday the 14th at 7:30 p.m., and a show on Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. We also have shows next week, Friday the 20th at 7:30 p.m., and two shows on Saturday, the 21st, one at 3 p.m. and one at 7:30 p.m. Please note, due to popular demand, we are adding another show. This show will be Thursday, November 19th. Tickets are $10 for adults, $8 for senior citizens, and $5 for students. So there's a bit of a discounted price there. I highly recommend you take the opportunity to come to one of these shows. And Thursday's show is a nice opportunity if you hadn't bought tickets already, because they're selling quick. So we hope to see you at the show. I think you guys will really like it. Thank you.
Be sure and purchase your tickets during the lunch waves or online at stapleспlayers.com. As you can see, it should be a great show.
Up next is some information about the Staples ski team.
I've been wandering the hallways, looking for ski team captain Campbell Ashman. It seems as though I'm a mere about 30 meters from his pottery class. We about to ask him something about the ski team.
I'm here with James Ashman today. Little ski team update, get some information out there, try and recruit some new skiers. So, Campbell, when's the season start?
Well, it starts today, technically, with captain's practices on 11/10, I believe it is. So it's going to be Mondays through Thursdays after school, meet in the pool lobby, and we'll be doing that for a few weeks before the real season starts. Try to get some team chemistry going, some team bonding, and get some muscles built.
Sounds great. If I'm a skier and I'm interested in joining the squad, what are the necessary steps?
Well, first email one of the captains, me, Will Dumpke, Ben Friedman, or Nate Fanning.
School emails work?
School emails or Facebook, whatever you want to use. Just email us and we'll respond, get you in the group, and just start showing up to captain's practices.
Yo, Campbell, can I join a swim team?
Swim team?
Ski team.
Yeah, go for it.
Word. And remember, Staples, it's ski team, not swim team. And swim team is actually included in the host of sports that Staples has to offer during the winter, so make sure to check them out and display your athletic ability.
If you enjoy skiing, and especially skiing fast, you might want to consider joining our ski team.
And now it is time for the Klein Challenge. This year the students have been beating Mr. Klein up every week. As of last Thursday's show, Mr. Klein had not won yet. Let's see if he continues his losing ways.
Hello, Staples! Mr. Klein and Mr. Griffin here once again for week 9 of the Klein Challenge. You like the way that sounds, Klein and Griffin?
Got a nice ring to it,
Got a nice ring to it, huh?
Yep.
A little bit like Jingle Bells?
Definitely, like Jingle Bells.
Like Jingle Bells. Ready? So we made a little history this past week. How, you ask? Drew O'Brien went 0-3. I looked in the archives of the Klein Challenge. He is the first contestant ever to go winless. That is a dubious distinction, Drew. Unfortunately, Mr. Klein went 1-2. That is a winning week. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I've been waiting to say that since it is my first winning week. But I had big plans to come in here and make fun of Drew for going 0-3. But quite honestly, going 1-2 myself is nothing to brag about. I even lost my lock of the week once again. Another dubious honor. Lost my lock 3 times this year. That has never happened. That lock is not working out so well. What do we have this week? Were you happy with your contestant in week 1?
Absolutely not.
You were not.
Now I'm off to a pretty bad start here, Mr. Klein. Crashing and burning first week, 0-3.
Okay, well, listen, I was happy with the contestant, and if you keep on serving up softies like that, I will have the lead in no time.
Listen, we're coming after you this week, Mr. Klein. We got somebody good.
Let's take a look.
Yes. Who's the current quarterback of the Oakland Raiders?
Kent Stabler.
No, it's Derek Carr.
Oh, God, I knew that.
I need something to work with here.
Another question.
What's the record of the Cincinnati Bengals this year?
I think they lost 2 games. They're 6-2.
They're undefeated. What am I gonna do? I got no. All right. What division do the Tennessee Titans play in?
AFC West.
Wrong again. What? We're in trouble. It's the AFC South.
Not good.
Come on, guys. I need to find somebody here. Doesn't anybody know football?
I know a little bit about football.
You know football?
Yes.
Are you smart too?
A little bit. I'm committed to Harvard right now.
I am here with Jackson Ward, who is the next contestant on the Klein Challenge. Jackson, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I probably look pretty small next to this big guy. Jackson, what kind of football fan are you?
I'm a Patriots fan.
I thought you said you were smart.
Yeah, no, I guess not.
Okay, all-time favorite Patriot, Jackson. Ooh is not a player.
Yeah, I know. I like Julian Edelman and I like Rob Ninkovich on defense right now.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, Jackson, give me your 3 picks for week 9 of the Klein Challenge.
All right, so I got the New Orleans Saints over the Washington Redskins at Washington. I got the Baltimore Ravens over the Jacksonville Jaguars in Baltimore. And I got the New England Patriots over the New York Giants in New York.
Okay, Jackson taking his Patriots over my New York Football Giants.
Yep.
Now we know the Giants have been the Patriots' kryptonite over the years.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. I am going to go in this direction. I am going with the St. Louis Rams over the Chicago Bears. I am going with the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Cleveland Browns. And my lock of the week, even though it hasn't been very good, I am going with the Denver Broncos over the Kansas City Chiefs. Jackson, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Continued luck to yourself on the football field as well. Enjoy the games. See ya!
We hope Mr. Klein's bad luck returns again next week and the weeks that follow. But we have to wait until next week to see how Mr. Klein does.
That's our show, Staples. We wish good luck to all of our teams that are still in a hunt for a state championship.
The Period 8 class should be back next week with their show.
Don't forget to get your tickets for Fiddler on the Roof.
As you know, the football team is playing Darien this Saturday at 1 o'clock.
This is a huge game. The winner gets a spot in the FCIAC championship and wins the division title.
We'd love to see you come out and support our team.
We'd like to look up in the stands and see some rowdy fans cheering for us.
We'll see you there. Good morning, Staples.